welcome back to Rachel and Bella Crafts. Rachel here. I hope you're all well. Feels like ages since I last spoke to you all. I'm sure it isn't, but it feels like that. It's been a busy all week. My youngest has left the building this morning. He's gone off to start his first day at the big school, or comprehensive we call it here in the UK. So it's been a funny morning, up early, which we've gotten out the habit of doing. But yeah, he's gone in, a little bit nervous, but he looked very smart in his blazer and his tie, and just brilliant. So just wishing him a great day today. Before I move on, I just want to say a big thank you to Stephanie. Thank you so much for buying us a coffee this week. Really appreciate that. There's an app that we've got a link on our description for our video. It's called Buy Me a Coffee. You can go on and just make donations towards the channel, and it helps us out with supplies and things like that. But huge thank you to Stephanie for that. I just want to say hello to Rebecca and to Norma and to Chrissy and to Amber, and just to say hi to you girls and thinking of you, and look after yourselves and hope you're all feeling a lot better soon. So take care, girls, okay? Okay, without further ado, got lots to tell you, so I'm going to try and get through it really quickly today because I don't want to take up loads and loads of your time. So I'm just going to move those fascinating items by there a second. We've got another lovely box from Your Creative Studio. So you can see the logo there. I will put the link, obviously, as I always do, in the description box. This is their August box. So obviously this is just to show you an example of what you would have if you subscribe, and I'm just going to really quickly go through the contents of the box for you this morning so that you can have a little look at the kind of things that you would have if you subscribe. So this month it's all vintage themed items in there as well. So this month we've been sent these beautiful like stick-on lace. Well, it says lace on there, but it's actually a sticker, and obviously you can add that to pages, or use that for collaging and one thing or another. So, but there's also some really nice backing on that, clear backing, so that would be really good if you were doing like specimen cards and things. Oh, I'm not going to try and fold that on on camera. I will put that back later. Okay, so what else do we have in here? Gosh, this is very on theme, isn't it, with Bella finishing the second of her woodland journals yesterday. Look at those lovely cute little squirrels on there. I'll take some of those up to her now, and they got on visit this morning. There is also a lovely book page pack. That makes no sense at all. A notebook is what I was trying to say there. Let me get that out a minute and I can show you. Oh, it's not a notebook. There we are. This is why it's important to take things out of the packaging. Okay, so all these are pages. So this is ephemera. Oh, aren't these lovely? Look. But they're pages out of books. I understand now what that is. So I was right. It is a book page pack. But these have all come out of vintage children's books. Look at that. Oh, flower fairies. I see those pop up now and again, don't we? Beauty and the Beast. Oh gosh, these are just lovely. These would make really nice little inserts and ephemera editions. Water lilies, gosh, I remember that when I was a kiddie. So that's those in there. There's quite a handful of those in there. Okay, so that's that item. What else have we got in here? Well, that's the thank you card, but you could use that as a piece of ephemera as well, because there's a cute little squirrel nutkin on there. And then here, bear with. Okay, quick pause there. I've unwrapped everything. I know how annoying it is taking the plastic bags off stuff, because it irritates me listening to it. Okay, so in this lovely little box here, we have, it's called Vintage Tags. Oh my goodness, I'll just tip those out, and they really are vintage tags too. Oh my gosh, look at these. So you've got these brown card tags, miniature tags might I add. These are really cute. And I don't know if you can see these images. I hope you can, because they are just stunning. Look at that, look at the little bird on there. So they're just a hint, just a touch. I would imagine these images have probably come from vintage postcards, judging by some of the little sentiments on them. But they are really beautiful. So you've got your flowers on there. There was a nice one there. I don't know if you saw that with a lady on as well. Some writing on there. Oh, well, they are lovely. They are quite different, aren't they? I've not seen anything like that before. And then you've got then as well. Oh, there's more there. So there's some different shaped ones at the top there as well. Butterflies, dragonflies. Oh, we love our dragonflies, don't we? And then you've got these then as well. It's a lovely selection there. Oh, I see. So the ones that are on there, you've got them on here then, but they're nice and brightly coloured. So yeah, there's an old calendar there, look. Gosh, how lovely is that? Okay, sorry, fingers and thumbs as usual. So that's the vintage tags. Then here we've got, this is the notepad. This is what I thought I was opening. So our little squirrel again and the mushroom. So really autumnal now, which is fab. Because I'm going to try and utilise some of these when I do my project this month, because we've got a collaboration kit coming out very shortly again with Line Arrow. So don't miss that. Oh, this is gorgeous. Look at these. They're like little tickets. My goodness, look at that. Queen. Huh. These are all old ticket stubs in here. What a great idea. All in a little notebook, ready to just be popped out and plonked into your diaries. Diaries? What am I on about diaries? We don't make diaries, we make journals. Oh, girls, I'm in another planet this morning. It's that early start, look. There we are. So we've got a stamp there with a little squirrel on. I hope you can see that. So these stamps are lovely. And I love the envelopes. And there we are, there's another one there. Pinching all the acorns. So that's those. And then we've got some lovely washi tape. So that's like a black and white, there we are. You've got like little fern cone ferns and things like that on there. So that's that. And then in here, we've got some more mini ephemera. Let me try and get these out, dropping them everywhere, because these are just gorgeous. So you've got like lots of different things in here. So tickets, these are great for if you're embellishing. Oh, look at that beautiful owl. We've got some bees. Always love a bee. Some flowers and a clock. Some books. And then we've got tickets here then as well. It's a really lovely selection. Oh, and a little bit of the Eiffel Tower there, a bit of French. And another one of the squirrel. And we've got some kind of harvesty things then with grasses and leaves. Oh, and the typewriter. Well, they're just lovely, they are, and they're really well made. So they're, you know, they're quite solid as well. So it's not flimsy, you know. So they'll be great for embellishing tags and things like that. And then we've also then got there's an image in here of a vintage postcard. But this one I didn't open because I didn't want to lose all these. But this is full of stamps for you to use when you're making your faux ephemera. Very important. We need those. And then here you've also got then a page of stickers. I can see now. Yeah, they are stickers. I wasn't sure they were transfers, but oh, aren't they lovely? Little acorns and the squirrels and all on there. Oh, this is a really lovely set this month. And then last but not least, we've got this lovely page of, oh, I better open it now so I can tell you what it is, because I'm not sure if it's rice or handmade paper. Oh gosh, that's lovely. Yeah, I'm going to say that that's handmade paper, because obviously you can see the flecks of it, but oh, that's really nice. That's lovely if you're doing you know, embellishing your tags or journal cards, and you want to you know, stack and layer. That would be lovely to have a little bit of that torn behind. It gives it a little bit of texture. So check that out, girls, if you want to go over and look at your creative studio. That was their August box, but I know they do a monthly subscription on there, and these are the items that are, well, these are the kinds of items that you can hope to receive. So definitely check that out. I'm just going to clear the desk, and then I got more exciting things to show you. Okay, so on to my next bit of major excitement. A couple of videos ago, I've been doing two themes. I've been kind of hopping back and forth, and then of course you've had Bella with her fabulous woodland themed journal series running throughout the middle of it as well. So we've had quite a busy month with lots of different things to watch. So I was hoping it'd be a little bit of something for everybody. But a couple of videos back, I did two videos on vintage ephemera, on what is vintage ephemera, where you can find it, and how you can recreate it. And I know I mentioned in the first video about my family and their love of hanging on to stuff, thankfully, and the discoveries that we've been making over the last couple of months, obviously mainly due to Mum and Dad's house move. And you know, as we started sorting things out, and I think mainly it was just sorting Dad's office out and getting everything out. And of course he's got a bigger office now in the house that they're in, so He's been able to see a lot more of what he had on his shelves and in cupboards and boxes and things. So anyway, had a bit of an interesting find at the end of last week, and I just wanted to kind of share it with you guys, because some of the items that are in this box are going to be making their way into our next digi. So if any of you are looking for digi kits for vintage theme journals, this may interest you. If you're not, you also may like to just have a nose in my tin here, because they are some really interesting items. So the first thing I wanted to show you, because I thought it was very cute, and it was very on topic this morning with my youngest son going off to the big school now this morning. But this actually here is my dad's school diary, or what's left of it, should I say. So this is probably about 60 or something years old, and this is from when my dad was in school. So I'm quite taken aback actually when I found it. Well, I was looking through his stuff the other day and it came up, I was like, oh, what is this? Because the handwriting in here is gorgeous, and my dad, like myself and my brother, the three of us and my one son, have got horrendous handwriting, because our brains move a little bit too quickly sometimes and the hand just cannot keep up. But I found that fascinating. So you may find, if you keep an eye out, like I say, on our next digi, there may be one or two little excerpts from that do creep in. So that was the first thing. This here then, this is well, this is fascinating. This book's the only way really I can describe it. But I mentioned to you about my great-grandfather and his love of journal writing, and that then obviously followed on to my grandmother, who many of you will have seen. Her image is in a few of our digi kits. So if there's a black and white photograph in, I think it's the blue hues, she's definitely in, of a lady, that is my grandma. It's my dad's mum. But this is her father's journal, and this journal was started in well, it wasn't started in 1879, that's when he was born, but it was started back at the turn of the century, and this is basically my great grandfather's his kind of memoirs, really, I guess. It talks about, all of his postings, because obviously he was a sergeant major in the army. They spent many years in India. My grandmother was actually born in India, and her siblings, all of them, the four of them, they were all born over in India, because that's where my grandfather was posted. He was over there helping to build the Indian Army over there. So it is just absolutely fascinating. And I've seen my one of our relatives has actually typed all of this up so that we can all read it, and I've obviously read the typed version, but I mentioned it to my dad last week, and I said, where's the original then, Dad? And he was like, oh, well, my cousin's got it. He said, they were having a quick look, but I'll go and get it. And fair play, he jumped in the car the next day and shot down and went and picked up the journal so that I could show you all, because I just find it absolutely fascinating. So I can't wait to have flip through this at some point soon. And again, keep your eyes out, because some of these images of this beautiful handwriting will be making its way into our journals. And this is the second one that I want to show you. So we talk about keeping journals. This is what journals were like years and years ago, obviously, and it's basically was just an exercise book. But I opened this morning to have a quick look through, just to look at the contents. And I was quite taken aback when I read the first page and I realised what it is actually about, because I thought it was just my great-grandfather's memoirs. I'm sorry, I've got to show you this page. Look at the colour on that. That's stunning. Oh my gosh, I wish my coffee dye paper came out that well. I've got to be really, really delicate with this book, because I just couldn't imagine the horror of tearing a page now on video. But this is a journal that was written in 1954 by my great-grandfather, and it is a memoir of his wife, so my great-grandmother, who he absolutely idolised. My great-grandmother died very sadly, quite prematurely, because she had problems with her heart, and I think she'd been through quite a lot. He does say here, with the travel, the journey back from India, one thing, another, when they came home, it took its toll on her, I think. But yeah, she passed away quite prematurely, really, for her age. And my great-grandfather, obviously in his grief, sat and wrote this whole journal detailing how they met, their whole story. and it's just absolutely fascinating. He did this for their 4 children so that they would have that lovely story there. You know, gosh, I think we make journals. I never write anything down. Need to start writing stuff down, really do. You don't realize how important it is for the people that come after us, do we? So that's those days. They were really exciting. I could just, oh my gosh, I can't believe I had my hands on those to have a little look. This is a photograph actually of Allahabad. I hope I said that correctly now. Armistice Day. And this is I do apologize, sorry, 1918 Armistice Day, Allahabad. Okay, so that's the pickies. Now into my tin. So this is one of the family tins, and this is what was unearthed last week, and stuff that we haven't seen for a long time. So as I say, some of these items will be being put into a DigiKit in the next week or two. I'm hoping to get a lot of it done over the weekend. But if you are interested in, what's the word I'm looking for? Not just vintage, but I'm going to try and split them into 2 kits so that we can, because a lot of people do ask about DigiKits for journal kits for a man. I have a lot of ephemera here from my grandfather, who was in the tank corps in the army, and I think they would be quite interesting things to put in if you were going to make quite a masculine journal. So I'm going to do 2 kits. We're going to do one with kind of like the male side of things, and then another one then for if you were making something for a lady or for yourself and you wanted to use it as a keepsake. So like I say, it's going to take a little bit of work. I'm going to try and get into that as quickly as possible. So this here is a Christmas card from the Tank Corps, the Royal Tank Corps, and this is my grandfather's regiment from the army. So there's that there. Then here we've got his certificate for passing his physical efficiency tests, and said that he's qualified first class there, and that was in the Royal Tank Corps, 1933. I cannot believe this is almost 100 years old now. That's just phenomenal. So that will be in the kit. And look at the pattern on that there. Look at that. Isn't it amazing? We just don't make things like this today, you know? I mean, what a lovely way to keep your fear naught. What a lovely way to keep your certificates and things. Now, this is my grandmother's family. So this gentleman here is the gentleman that was the Sergeant Major in India. And this is there's my grandmother. There she is there. And that's her with her 2 sisters and her brother, and obviously my lovely great-grandmother, Marta. But yeah, what a lovely picture. And this one here is my grandfather. There he is with his rugby team. And then here we've got another lovely journal. So see what I'm saying about the theme, about how they all love to keep their journals. But this one is not fully written in. It's got lots of lovely typed up letters and notes and things in there, and some stuff from the turn of the century, something to do with somebody's will and one thing and another. But this is actually detailing a journey that was taken, and he's drawn a little map in here as well. Let me see if I can quickly find that now. Oh my word, I'm all fingers and thumbs. Oh, I try to be so careful. There we go. So this was the journey that was taken. And it mentions in here as well when they got married and where they got married, and then obviously the journey they had to take them by train, because he does say in there how it was a really long journey. Well, obviously you can see because it goes right across the expanse of India and then over into Burma. But yeah, so that is fascinating. Here is a letter then written to my great-grandmother from my great-grandfather in 1919. And it's instructions in here. I think this may have been around the time, obviously he would be posted off to different places and she would be like at the corps and the camp. And this is here, he's just explaining where he sent her some money and what to do with it. Love to all and most to my own girl. This is my mother's national identity card, because she was under 16. So this is a child's national identity card. And that is, actually this, is it? Oh yes, there's a date on there. This stamped. So that's 1949 and that's 1950. So that was issued when my mother would have been born, I'm guessing then. And then I think they had these just after the war, or during the war, because that's 1943 on that one. That's my great grandmother. And then this one here was my grandmother. Oh no, it wasn't my grandfather, I'm fibbing. My grandmother's is in the other box that I found yesterday, but we'll come to that another time. So yeah, national identity cards, they are fascinating. This here, so when I'm talking about like male ephemera now, male theme ephemera, this is the kind of thing that I'm talking about. So I've got here a copy of my grandfather's record of service. This here is a physical training assistant instructor certificate. So this is basically for to be a PT instructor. And then this little book here, which is so cute, is actually his military motor vehicle driving license. So in here are all the dates of his license being renewed. So I don't know why they renewed their license once a month. I find that quite obscure, but yeah. So it says there where he was. He was in Peshawar. I think I said that right. Mehetaj, you'll have to tell me if I've pronounced these names correctly, lovely. But yeah, so, but look at that there. Look at that for ephemera. So I can put in some scans in of these lovely blank forms, because these are super old. And then this here is an international driving permit. So this would have been to allow my grandfather to drive internationally. And then there's his photograph there, look, and his address and his date of birth and where he was born. And then just the details there then about his driving license. This is my cheeky dad. There he is there, look, like I say, about the age of my one lad now. These are fascinating because I've just done that kit, haven't I, on checks and things. And then look what was unearthed. Our very own banknotes. So this is from, oh, sorry about the horn. We've got builders opposite as well, so apologies, lots of noise. This was issued in 1919. The note that I showed you earlier on from my great-grandfather to my great-grandmother about the bank stuff, these are the banknotes he refers to in that letter. So I can only assume years ago they would take a cheque to the bank, but you would keep the cheque, maybe, I don't know, because I'm fairly certain she would have cashed this in. You know, this was like £900, you know, it's pretty much probably all that they had. But yeah, so they are from the bank in Allahabad. And I just thought they were fascinating. Look at the font on there. Oh, my goodness. And we've got some beautiful photos in here. So we found cabinet cards. I had no idea we had these. But super cute. Super cute. And then this one is really, really old. We don't know who some of these people are on the older ones. But obviously the fact that they were done in Newport, you know, it was done here. Because like I say, my family for generations seemed to be like out of the UK due to circumstances. But yeah, fascinating. She looks like, you know, she's got Queen Victoria dress on there, hasn't she? But that's obviously I would say that's a 4-generation picture that they've done there. You know, perhaps the great-grandmother, grandmother, mother, and then the daughter, which seemed to be a trend of the time. I suppose we still do them today, don't we? Again, another one of my cheeky dad in his sharp little tie. And then same lady, so I have to try and find out who this is. But, and I'm assuming that that's her husband there with her there. Look at those beautiful drapes. Oh my gosh, imagine those as a journal cover. Oh. And that's my grandfather. Ah. And then, oh, and there's my great-grandparents. These are the ones that, it's my grandmother's family. This is Grandfather Nicholas's shop. I do wonder if Dad realises that picture's in there, actually. And I'm guessing that's my great-grandmother there. And I think that's probably my great-aunt. And then this one here, super, super old. I'm just trying to see if there's a date on there. No, somebody's typed Morton Road on the bottom of there. That's where they lived. But I'm not quite sure who they are. But that is definitely a generation back again. Because check out those ladies' dresses. Aren't they amazing? Look at her shoulder pads. Wow. That's just phenomenal. Him with his sword. Golly. I just wish there'd been a date on there. And this is one of my most favourite photographs. So I'm going to try and get that all repaired and we'll get that put into a digi because I think that's just gorgeous. It's my grandfather, great-grandfather, my grandmother and my dad in his dress, which we don't let him live down. So there are a whole host of some gorgeous, gorgeous family snaps in here, which, as I say, I'm going to pop into a digi. You can tell my dad was very much loved because he does pop up a lot in these photos. Great-grandma. This is my great-grandparents on my other side. These are my grandfather's parents, who I hadn't seen a photograph of until I saw this tin the other day. So that was really nice. Like a bit of the missing puzzle piece when you look at genes. We're all kind of like who looks like who. And then in here, Also, another bit of fascinating ephemera is a, what would we call it? A reference. This is a reference from an employer of my grandfather's, 1938, basically of just saying that my grandfather was, you know, he was a good worker and an upstanding person, and that they would recommend him. So obviously I'm guessing that was like one of his first jobs after school. So yeah, loads of photos in here. Oh, it's a beautiful one there of my great aunt, my grandfather's sister. And again, there's some more cabinet cards. What was in this one? Oh, my dad. I can't think what that is. Cadets, is it perhaps? Some more there. Beautiful baby photo. I'm guessing, I think again, is perhaps dad, because that's not old enough to be my grandfather. And then look at this. Isn't that just stunning? Look at her wedding dress. How beautiful is that? I think that's my great aunt. And she moved to South Africa. She married a gentleman from South Africa. Yeah, that's my grandfather there. I don't know what job he was in there, but they all look very official. This one's super old again. It's my great grandfather. This is the guy who was the sergeant major in India. So we'll be getting that one put into the digi. And then we've got some lovely snaps then of the girls. I'll show you that in a second. And these are just beautiful. And again, great grandfather. And look at this lady here. Isn't she gorgeous? She is so pretty. Again, another super old one. That was done in Port Talbot, so I'm going to guess that was in the mid 1800s, because that's where my family was from. And now I got something really special to show you all. This is Bella. Can you see? That's my mum, and that's her dad. And obviously she's getting married. Isn't she lovely? Look at that. I have to find one of mum and dad, but yeah, that was my grandfather, my mother's father. He was Spanish, and then my mum. Hence why she's so lovely and dark, but look how dainty she looks. So that was rather lovely. And then, what's that at the bottom? Oh, a short story somebody's written. So there we go. The next time I show you some ephemera, I came across last night some fascinating letters and postcards from my grandfather to my grandmother when he was a prisoner of war during World War II. And that's how they kind of got together, because he asked her to write to him, you know, just for some contact, obviously, with home. Yeah, it kind of grew from there. And then the next thing we knew, the telegram came in 1945 and they got married. And oh, it's just such a lovely story. But anyway, that's enough of that for today. So I'm going to just pop this away a second, and then I'm going to show you all what I've been doing. Because obviously I've gone full force off into vintage theme now. I showed you all this kit about 2 weeks ago, I think. And we went through, you know, coffee dyeing and how to make your own ephemera and different things. And I have been working quietly when I can on my journal. So if you have tried some of that, you know, aging of your ephemera, let me know. Let me know how you got on, because I'm always interested to hear how people have, you know, how it's worked out for you guys if you're doing stuff we recommend. But I want to share with you my journal cover. I don't think I've shown you this. If I have shown you, I do apologise, but I don't think I've shown you. So this, oh my goodness, this took me ages to kind of get my head around and put together, probably because I was up really late with the pups and one thing and another. But the cover is almost finished. I'm kind of 90% happy with it. I will probably add some more bits of lace, but I just wanted to talk you through kind of what I've done so far before I start stitching in these signatures. So I took a an Edith Holden cover, because obviously we have lots of uses for the pages, but I've never actually done anything with any of the covers. They've just been sat there on the side. So I took an Edith Holden hardback cover, and I have covered it in fabric, some very nice fabric, but yes, fabric. And then on the back let me just take these out of there a second. I have used some samples, fabric samples, but they look really old. And then I covered it then with vintage lace. This is from an old tablecloth. So again, I've cut this beautiful, beautiful, well, I don't want to say that's tatting. Mum might say I'm wrong, I don't know, but it just looks like tatting, that bit there. And then the embroidery and the beautiful fabric there off the tablecloth. I've done a little bit of slow stitch here on a bit of fabric sample. And then I've used some elements from the Shades on the Past kit to make this front cover. So I very often get asked where I got my images from for the cover. So this here, I just wanted to quickly show you, is the little girl here, and she's in the Shades from the Past journal kit that we've done this month. And these little elements are also from it, and I've just added this die cut key that Mum did for me when she was doing her paint splatting of her papers. And at the top there then I've got a little cluster. So as I say, I've overlaid with lace then on the front and the sides and the back. The back has a nice little pocket in it where I'm keeping some vintage ephemera, which, might I add, was that good earlier. I actually thought I picked up the original because I had to just check if the stamp was there. So little tip, if you want to be really convincing, always stick another stamp over the top, because that's what you've got to feel for. I was like, oh, is that the real document there or not? It caught me for a second. So I've just popped that in there with a tag, just so you can see how the pocket works. And then in the front here, I've left a gap. So I've embossed then just a bit of coffee dye scrap that I had. And I've stitched around each of the elements that I've put on the front. So I don't know if you can see that, where I've just stitched around each of those there. But when I've stuck it down, I've left a gap there then so that we can put something in the front. I am so sorry about the drilling noise outside. Some of our neighbours are having their roofs fixed. Partly the reason why I didn't film yesterday before, because it's just so noisy, so I am sorry. And then on the inside, I have used cardstock to cover over the inside, and obviously just to make it all really neat on the edges, so everything's tucked in. I haven't stitched the actual cover with fabric. I just glued it on because it was a hard cover, as you can hear, very hard, very thick as well. I didn't want to go knackering up my sewing machine needle trying to hammer through that, and I just felt that there was really no need to disturb the fabric of the book. So instead what I've done is I've stitched around the cardstock that I've stuck on the inside. So when you open it, you do get that feel as if it's stitched, but obviously it's not running right the way through the book. This cardstock here has come from the Tim Holtz French industrial cardstock pad, which is lovely, and I just felt that they were just perfect, these pages here, because obviously it's all about, you know, things from the past, vintage ephemera, one thing another, and that will all go in there. And then I've simply then overlaid the spine with some linen fabric, just to make sure everything is stuck down and secure. So that journal there now, the cover rather, is pretty solid. Everything is you know, is all glued into place, and it's all fixed nicely on the edges, and most importantly the inside is all sealed up really well. So that has sat and set now for about a week, I think, and I just wanted to share that with you because I'm really pleased with it. It took me I didn't really know where to go with this cover, I've got to be honest. I don't know if you get like that, where you just sometimes are a bit of a loss and you just think, oh my gosh, I really don't know where to start. And I did have a bit of a block, so that's why it took me so long to kind of get started with it. I may add some lace down the front here, yeah, I'm not sure, but I may wait and I may put the signatures in. Oh, they're upside down now. Yeah, that's the way up. I may put the signatures in and then add lace to the signatures instead, because that will still kind of poke out rather than it being on here. So I'm not quite sure yet how I'm going to do that. So this afternoon I want to get my signatures put together. I'm still trying to decide whether to do 2 or 3. I was thinking to do 3 because I thought then they're not going to get so bulky, but I'm also then looking at the width of my spine. I'm not going to overstuff this journal because I really like how it sits at the moment. So obviously I've left, you know, the book is what the book is. You can't do much about hardback cover sizes when they are hardback back cover. I'm not, like I said, I wasn't going to go cutting into the book. But I wasn't worried about the distance there, because I used to think, oh, what do you do when you've got paper, which is obviously A4, and then you're putting it in a book that is much bigger? Well, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Firstly, I like the fact that it's seated well inside, because it's going to protect everything in here, because I'm putting genuine vintage ephemera in here. So although I've made a few what's the word I'm looking for, faux ephemera, I can't think of the word I'm looking for, you know, replications. I've shown you how to replicate it. This journal will actually have genuine original vintage ephemera in, so the fact that that is well protected in there appeals to me. But also I want to add lace to the edge, and it should just stick out just enough to and the tabs and things. So, but I said I'm not going to go over the top, because that is quite nice now, the way that that is sitting there already. So this afternoon I will make a decision, I promise. I have procrastinated enough now, and I will get that bound. I am leaning towards a hidden spine for this journal, again, just because I don't really want to be disturbing the fabric of the actual hardcover. You know, it's a hardcover, it's great, it's going to protect the journal. So I may put a hidden one in, so I may bind it to the card. In fact, I will try and show you how I do that, and hopefully it will all go swimmingly well on camera, because we do get rather nervous binding on camera. And then I can just add all my bits and pieces then, because we've been making the things to go inside over the last few weeks, haven't we? And I think I'm pretty much, my tub over there is pretty full now of stuff. So, you know, I've got printed on my vellum, so that's done. We've got some vintage ephemera in here as pages, so there's some ledgers, and yeah, so there's just lots and lots of stuff here. There we are. That's one of my faux ephemeras there. So the faux ephemera will go in as pages, but in the pockets will be genuine vintage ephemera, because I need to have a sort out. So none of my family's vintage ephemera, obviously you do understand that. I wouldn't put that in a journal. That is a bit precious. But there we go. So I won't keep you any longer today, guys. I thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed having a little peek into my tin and the treasures within. And I hope that you like my cover. I'd love a little bit of feedback from you. And I just wanted to say a massive thank you to you all for your encouragement and your comments and kind words for Bella. Well, she's been really getting to grips with doing videos with us this month, and she was fantastic when the pups were born. And obviously I'm into my 3rd week now of not much sleep, but she's been great, and her videos are just fantastic. So you guys have been brilliant, been so encouraging. It's really encouraged her. Plus we sold 3 journals the other day, and oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, I forgot, I should have said this at the beginning. A huge massive thank you to Gail Agnostinelli. She promoted our kits for us recently on her channel, and the response that we had was phenomenal. So it was really great. And as I say, that week then as well, we sold all of the journals that were in our shop at the time, which was amazing. So thank you very much to the lady that bought all of those. They are now on their way over to America. And yeah, so it's just been a crazy 2 weeks. So I am sorry if we've been a bit slow this week with videos. We've had a lot of stuff to send out for the shop, and I'm busy working on the collaboration with Natalie for autumn and Thanksgiving. So news of that should be coming out very soon, so keep your eyes and your ears open for that one. Also on Sunday coming, the 4th, I believe it is on Sunday. No, it must be the 5th. Tomorrow then, the results will be out for the draw of the Summer Bloom kit. For those of you that entered the challenge for that and did your hashtags, we'll be taking the draws to see who won some of our kits. So make sure you keep your eyes out for that as well. That'll be coming out over the weekend. I need to go and check my calendar now and work out what the day So what the date is, because I don't know where I am. I mean, gee, who goes back to school on a Friday? It's really thrown me, you know. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So everybody have a great day. I'm gonna leave you to it now. If you don't mind leaving us a like and a comment, it's great to hear from you. And we'll be back with you very soon. Take care now. Bye everyone. Bye.